Hello everyone! So this is Teacher Jenny again at narito naman ako para i-discuss sa inyo ang lesson natin for week 2 na ating quarter 3, and this is all about the geometric figures and their relationship. Now, I will introduce to you first our most essential learning competencies, which is you will be able to derive relationships of geometric figures using the measurement and by inductive reasoning. So what are those? So we have supplementary angles, complementary angles, congruent angles, vertical angles, adjacent angles, linear pairs, perpendicular lines, and parallel lines. Now, for our objectives at the end of this lesson, you will be able to first is explain the following terms. So we have supplementary angles, complementary angles, congruent angles, vertical angles, adjacent angles, linear pairs, perpendicular lines, and parallel lines. And for the next objective, we will going to solve for the supplement and complement of the angles. And last is derives the relationship of geometric figures using measurement and inductive reasoning. Now, by means of angle measurement and inductive reasoning, we will be able to derive the relationship between the different geometric figures na nabanggit natin kanina. So, let's have first the complementary angles and supplementary angles. So, let's talk about first the complementary angles. So, we have here the two angles are complementary if the sum of their measures is 90 degree. So, ibig sabihin, pag daw meron tayong dalawang angles, at ang measurement or sum ng kanilang measurement is 90 degrees, so masasabi natin na there are complementary angles. So, let's have an example. I have here, yung una nating angle ay merong 40 degrees. Ayan, ito. And then the next angle, I have here the 50 degrees. So, pag pinag-add natin itong dalawa, 50 plus 40, so meron tayong 50 plus 40, that is equal to 90 degrees. So, meaning to say, these two angles are complementary angles. Next is, I have here two angles na may measurement. Yung una, we have 30 degrees. And then the other one is 60 degrees. So, ito yung 30, ito yung 60 degrees. So, if we add 60 and 30, that will give us 90 degrees. So, therefore, these two angles are complementary angles. Okay, so ganun lang yung complementary angles. But what if I will ask you for the complement of 45 degrees? So, ano daw yung complement ng 45 degrees? So, since complementary angles, the measurement or the sum of the measurement is 90 degrees, so we're gonna look for another angle na pag inad natin sa 45, magiging complementary angle sila, di ba? So, to find the complement of an angle, just subtract the given angle from 90 degrees. So, we have 90 degrees minus 45 degrees, so that will give us 45 degrees. Therefore, the complement of 45 degrees is 45 degrees. Bakit? Kasi 45 plus 45, that is equal to 90 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, ang kapares ni 45 para maging complement sila ay 45 din. Because 45 plus 45, that is 90 degrees. Therefore, they are complementary angles. Another example, what is the complement of 60 degrees? So again, to find the complement of an angle, just subtract the given angle from 90. So we have 90 minus the given angle 60 degrees, that will give us 30 degrees. Therefore, the complement of 60 degrees is 30 degrees because 60 plus 30 is equal to 90. Therefore, ang complement natin 60 ay 30 degrees. How about supplementary angle? So, kung meron tayong complementary angle na may 90 degrees for the sum of the measurements of two angles, for supplementary angles naman, two angles are supplementary if the sum of their measures is 180 degrees. So, 180 naman this time. So, let's have the first example. I have here one angle that forms 50 degrees and the other one is 130 degrees. So, let's try to add 50 plus 30, that will give us the sum of 180 degrees. So, meaning to say, these two angles are supplementary angles. Another example, I have here angles 110 and the other one is 70 degrees. So meaning to say 110 plus 70, so that will give us 180 degrees. So therefore, the two angles are supplementary angles. So if I'm going to ask you for the supplement of an angle, example is what is the supplement of 105 degrees? To find the supplement of an angle, you just need to subtract the given angle from 180 degrees. So kanina, sa complement, subtract natin from 90. But this time, we're talking about the supplementary angles. We need to subtract the given angle from 180 degrees naman. So we have here 180 degrees, subtract 105 degrees yung given natin, and that will give us 75 degrees. Therefore, the complement of 105, the supplement of 105 degrees is 75 degrees. So we have 105 degrees plus 75 degrees. That will give us 180 degrees. Okay, so meaning to say 105 or the supplement of 105 degrees is 75 degrees. Another, what is the supplement of 60 degrees? Again, to find the supplement of an angle, just subtract the given angle from 180 degrees. So 180 minus 60 degrees is equal to 120 degrees. Therefore, the supplement of 60 degrees is 120 degrees because 60 plus 120 is equal to 180. Okay? So mean to say there are supplementary angles. Next, we're done with complementary and supplementary. Let's talk about the adjacent angles and linear pair. So what do we mean by adjacent angle? Pag sinabi nating adjacent angle, so two angles with common vertex, unang condition, it should have common vertex. Pangalawa, it should have a common side, but there are no common interior points. So let's have an example. I have here the adjacent angles. So I have angle ABD and DBC. Correct? Again, I have angle ABD. Another angle is DBC. So paano nasabi na they are adjacent angles? Because first, they have common vertex. Yun, common vertex. Next is, they have common side. So this one, they have common side. Ito. Kasi si angle ABD, may side siya na BD, correct? And angle DBC, may side din siya na BD. So they have the common side. Again, we have common vertex and we have the common side. But they have no common interior point. Kasi if we have the interior point of ABD, dito siya, di ba? And the interior point of DBC, dito siya. So they don't have common interior point. So therefore, this is pair of adjacent angles. So therefore, we have angle ABD and angle CBD are adjacent angles. Now let's have these example. Can we consider angle 1 and angle 2 as adjacent angle? Do they have common vertex? Wala, di ba? Magkabukod sila ng vertex. Dun pa lang eh. Hindi na natin masasabi na adjacent. Wala din silang common side. Okay? So meaning to say this is not adjacent angles. Let's talk about the linear pair naman. So, when we say linear pair, two angles form a linear pair. First is when they are adjacent and they are supplementary. So, ibig sabihin, masasabi naman natin na ang dalawang angles form a linear pair kapag nagawa niyo yung kondisyon ng adjacent angle and supplementary angle. So, let's have an example. I have here an example of linear pair. Bakit? Are they adjacent? Yes. Adjacent kasi they share common endpoint. So, ito yung unang angle na na-form at ito naman yung pangalawang angle. Tama? So, meron silang common vertex, ito, and common side, ito. Yung angle 1 natin, ito yung angle 2. Ito yung common vertex, ito yung common side. So, therefore, this is adjacent. Are they supplementary? Yes. So, 150 degrees plus 30, that is 180 degrees. So, na-meet niya yung requirements na it should be adjacent and it should be supplementary. So, therefore, two angles are linear pair. Let's have this one. Is this linear pair? So, unang tingin pa lang, masasabi na natin na hindi, di ba? So, una, are they adjacent? Yes, they are adjacent because it's share common endpoint and common side. Are they supplementary? Of course not. Unang tingin mo pa lang, hindi siya magfo-form ng 180 degrees kasi hindi siya straight line nga. So, how about these two? So, hindi na agad niya na-meet yung adjacent angle kasi they don't have common vertex, di ba? And common side. So, therefore, these example are not linear pairs. Okay, so let's have the illustrative example for our linear pair. So, I have here two angles forms a linear pair. What is the value of each angle? So, meron daw tayo ditong two angles na nag-form ng linear pair. So, I have angle UTS and I have another angle STV. Okay? So, hanapin daw natin yung value ng each angle. So, I have here 3Q for the first angle and for the other angle is 15Q plus 18. So, hindi pa yun yung exact value ng mga angles. So, we need to find out. First is, since they are linear pair, meaning to say, ang sum ng dalawang angle na yan, ng 3Q and 15Q plus 18, should be 180 degrees. Tama? Because they are linear pair. Therefore, we can equate the two given angles or two unknown angles to 180 degrees. So, ayun si 3Q plus dun sa 15Q plus 18, ayun yung green, equals 180 degrees. Okay, again, 3Q plus the second angle, 15Q plus 18, is equal to 180 degrees. Now, let's simplify this equation. So, we have similar terms, 3Q and 15Q, so that will give us 18Q, and then plus 18 is equal to 180. Another similar term, so we have 18Q is equal to 180 minus 18, and that is equal to 162. So to find the value of Q, we need to divide both sides to 18. So we have Q is equal to 9. So meron na tayong value ng Q, but hindi pa yon yung value ng ating angles. Tama? Because that is just the value of the unknown variable Q, which is 9. If we need to find for this 3Q, ibig sabihin, we need to change Q to 9. So that will give us 3 times 9. Bakit naging 9? Yun yung ating Q. 3Q. Ayun yung first angle natin. Yung UTS. Okay? So 3 times 9, that is 27 degrees. So therefore, ang ating UTS is equal to 27 degrees. How about the other angle? Dito naman. So we have 15Q plus 18. So instead of writing Q, we have 15 times 9. Dahil 9 yung ating Q. Plus 18, that is 153. So therefore, angle STV is equal to 150 degrees. So pag inad natin 27 and 150, that will give us 180 degrees. So tama. They are linear pair. Next, let's talk about naman sa congruent angles and vertical angles. Now, when we say congruent angles, two angles are congruent if the measure of their angles are equal. So, ganun lang kadali. Masasabi natin na congruent ang angles kapag ang kanilang measurement or measure of their angle are equal. So, let's have an example. I have here angle G, which is equal to 42 degrees. And angle S is equal to 42 degrees also. So, meaning to say, equal yung kanilang measurement. Therefore, makasasabi natin na the measurement or since the measurement of angle G is equal to the measure of angle S, then we can say that angle G is congruent to angle S. And we can denote that as angle G by use of this symbol is congruent to angle S. Now, let's talk about the vertical angle. So, vertical angles are formed when two straight lines intersect each other and their sides form two pairs of opposite rays and their angle are not adjacent. Let's have an example. I have here two lines na nag-intersect. Alin dyan yung vertical angles? Their side daw forms two pair of opposite ray. Okay, yung side daw ay nag-form ng two opposite ray and then their angle are not adjacent. So, tingnan natin, ano kaya yung vertical angles natin dyan? So, we have vertical angles, pair is 1 and 4. Angle 1 and 4. The other one is we have angle 2 and 3. 1 and 4, 2 and 3. So, yan yung mga vertical angles. Okay, yung magkatapat. Bakit? their sides form two pair of opposite ray. Ito yung side niya, ito. Let's have 2 and 3. Ito. Tapos, ito. Diba? And then, their angle are not adjacent. So, we have here this angle and this angle. They are not adjacent. Bakit? They do not share common side. Kahit na meron silang common endpoint, pero wala silang common side. Now, we can say that vertical angles are congruent. Therefore, we can say that angle 1, since angle 1 and angle 4 are vertical angles, angle 1 and angle 4 are congruent. Then, angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. So, let's say if ang ating angle 1 ay 25 degrees, so masasabi natin na ang angle 4 natin ay 25 degrees din dahil sila ay congruent or yung measurement nila ay equal. So, if ang ating angle 2 is equal to 155 degrees, ibig sabihin yung ating angle 3 is equal to 155 degrees also. Let's have this example. If measure of angle 2 is equal to 5x minus 8 and the measure of our angle 3 is equal to 4x plus 7, find the measure of the angles. So sabi natin kanina, we have angle 2 here and angle 3 and their relationship is they are vertical angles, correct? At kinunclude natin ang vertical angles are congruent, then meaning to say we can equate the two expression given. Since angle 2 is equal to angle 3, because they are congruent angles, because they are vertical angles and they are congruent. Therefore, yung 5x minus 8 natin, which is angle 2, is equal to 4x plus 7, which is yung ating angle 3. Then, simplifying this further, combining like terms, magiging ganito siya. 5x minus 4x is equal to 7 plus 8. So, 5x minus 4x, that is equal to x. The 7 plus 8, that is equal to 15. But wait, hindi pa yan yung ating values ng mga angles. We will substitute that 15 sa ating x. So we have, for angle 2, we have 5x minus 8. So that is 5 times 15 minus 8 is equal to 67. Therefore, ang ating angle 2 is equal to 67 degrees. Next is we have for angle 3, we have 4x plus 7. So instead of writing x there, we will write that as 4 times 15. Pinalto natin yung x ng 15. Plus 7 is equal to 67 degrees. So look, they are congruent because they are equal. Okay? Therefore, our angle 2 is equal to 67 degrees and our angle 3 is 67 degrees. Okay? Last, so we have here the parallel lines and perpendicular lines. So, paano ba natin nasasabi na ang lines are parallel? Parallel lines are coplanar lines that do not intersect. The symbol for parallel is this one. It's just like two lines. Okay? To check whether two lines are parallel, they must be equidistant to each other. Ibig sabihin, yung dalawang line, meron silang same ng distansya sa isa't isa for us to say that they are parallel. So, let's have example. So, I have your parallel lines. Ito at ito. So, kahit extend mo yan, hindi sila magtatagpo. Okay? Same with this and this one. So, yun yung parallel lines. Lines that do not intersect. So, perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at right angle. So, kabaligtaran naman siya ng parallel. If ang parallel ay hindi nag-intersect, these perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at the right angle. So, hindi lang basta nag-intersect, okay? It intersect at the right angle. So, the symbol for perpendicular is this one. So, when the intersection of segment and ray forms a right angle, then they are considered as perpendicular, just like this example. So, I have here lines. Okay, so let's have this first line. And then, let's have this another line. So, nag-intersect siya, di ba? At hindi lang siya basta intersection kasi nag-form siya ng right angle. So, meaning to say, we can consider this line and this line perpendicular lines. So, madami pa. Ito pa. At ito. So, other lines. And I have another illustration. So, I have line XY and line AB. They intersect at the right angle here, 90 degrees. So, we can say that XY is perpendicular. We can write this one as XY is perpendicular to AB. Line AB. Okay, XY is perpendicular to line AB. So let's have the example here, rectangle. So I have here rectangle LOEV. LOEV. Okay? So we can say that the parallel lines here are LO, ito, and VE. Okay? They are parallel. LO and VE. Next is LV, ito, and OE. So they are parallel, but they do not intersect. How about the perpendicular lines? So these are the lines that intersect at right angle. So I have LV, at saka si VE. Ayan, di ba? Nag-intersect siya at right angle. Okay, kasi ang sa rectangle, di ba? That's right angle. Another is LO and OE. Okay? So they are perpendicular lines. So that's all. Thank you very much.